grew up a drummer. My dad was a drummer, and I was probably 13, and he got me that pink Kramer electric guitar. And he said, you know, you can make a living playing drums, but if you want to really do something, you should start writing songs. And so I was like, okay, cool, you know, and I started trying to pick out riffs, like Silverchair riffs, you know, Nirvana, Rage Against the Machine, stuff like that was kind of happening at the time. Pearl Jam, obviously, you know, and you kind of just, you know, majority of those bands, they were mostly Marshall bands. Like that was the whole thing. Even touring as a young adult, like I'm 39 right now. I've been touring since I was 19. I can remember playing drums in some of those bands and seeing the guitar player. And I joined a band with this guy who had an old Marshall, and he was playing a black SG through it. And I was like, there you go. That's rock and roll. That's how you do it. And so as soon as I got to my place where I was able to pick my own amps and had a little bit of money, I jumped into the Marshall world. And now obviously I'm neck deep in the Marshall world. Makes me feel good. First Marshall I played through was a JCM 800. The year was I think probably 95, 96 maybe. And this was an 87 amp, I believe. And I got it from like a pawn shop or something. Plugged it in, played through it. And I remember just being kind of like feeling it hit my chest and being like, ugh, you know, and having that moment of being so into Nirvana and so into all the rock and roll things that were going on at that time. Just being like, oh, I'm doing it. I'm really doing it. You know, it was awesome, man. I think when we came out, you know, and we started using these, you know, Marshall stacks, and not just 2 or 3, using 6 on stage, and there's only 3 of us in the country western genre that we're from Nashville, Tennessee. I think it kind of blew people away. You know, they haven't seen that before in this genre, and it made people think of Motorhead. It made people think of like ZZ Top. It made people think of things that would not normally be in that situation. So I think that it kind of wowed people, and I think it also, us being a 3-piece with no bass player, I needed all the help I can get to help carry the load. And so at times I can go here and go all the way, and if I've got 6 cabs going, man, you're gonna feel that bass. And so Marshall's helped us out a lot, especially in that situation. It's a great amp for what we do. I'm actually running 2 of them at the time right now when we're on stage with Cadillac 3, and one set to like more of the high output and one set to the low end, so I can switch between them in an A/B rig. And it's completely 2 different sounds, and thickness is a lot different as well. But it's a pretty versatile amp, and it's a rock and roll amp to the heart. New record, Country Fuzz, is very exciting. There's actually Marshalls all over that thing. You know what's neat about being in the studio, actually, especially with these amps, is you can really see what they can do without killing somebody, you know what I mean, literally on stage. So I think you can really test an amp to see how far it can go, and that's a lot of fun. It's like a race car driver. You know, you get behind the wheel, and if you're on the street, you can go only so fast. If you're on the track, baby, you can go.